All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Millennial Trades. So I was kind of tired tonight. I didn't actually really want to make this video. I woke up from a nap a couple of hours ago. I've been working the last, now 3 days because I worked Sunday, yesterday, today's Tuesday, and I'm working tomorrow, and I'm working on Friday. So for those of you that don't know, I cater on the side. I was working a full-time job for like about a year and a half up until August, September. But now one of my other jobs is I cater kind of sporadically. It's not like a real regular thing, but we do all kinds of different events. Like today we actually catered a big Amazon event. So we had to prepare, I know for the vegans, you're going to hate me, but we prepared turkey and ham and stuffing, mashed potatoes, and, had to pan it all up, pack it all up. We actually drove we delivered in a van and in some of the other vehicles that we usually drive. But it was a huge Amazon event, and we've been making this stuff for like 2 days. So sometimes we do corporate events, sometimes we do weddings, sometimes we do bar mitzvahs, all kinds of stuff. I think tomorrow we're actually catering a funeral. So I do that on the side. And the reason I bring this up is because I do post a lot about this on my Instagram. If you go and follow me on Instagram, at Millennial Trades, you can see a lot of my catering gigs. Like we drove through a really cool neighborhood yesterday because we had to deliver to a movie set. We actually went there twice. I got to drive the Volkswagen out there, their Volkswagen, my boss, out to this really nice area in Chesapeake. But follow me on Instagram so you can see some of that. Another reason I always bring it up is because, like, even though I'm trading and even though I'm essentially trying to profit without services rendered, I think it is good to work. I think it's good to do manual labor. I think it's good to work with your hands. I mean, the Bible actually teaches us that we should be doing these things. And even if it's not in the capacity of like making money, at least volunteering. I do a lot of volunteer for my church and try to give some of my time in different ways that may be more than just serving food or something on a church event. It might be like singing for my choir, supporting that kind of stuff, trying to make an effort to tithe and give more financially to my church or to other causes that I really believe in. All of this kind of stuff, the Bible teaches us about it. And I get wrapped up in the finances a lot. I get wrapped up thinking about the profits, the potential profits, but bringing it back down to basics. I think working as well, it kind of keeps me humble and it keeps me grounded in reality. So I just wanted to mention all of that. I got a comment or a question from Sean, I think, asking in a couple other videos, back, how do I find these catering gigs? It's basically, I know the boss through my church. So that's how I have that connection. If I didn't have that church connection, I probably wouldn't get all these different catering gigs. So it's through one single company. I don't work with like other companies, but I like serving tables, serving food, doing that kind of stuff. I love catering weddings or big corporate events, stuff like that, because, we get to drive out and go to these really cool venues and cook in these really nice kitchens. So it's a lot of fun. All right. That being said, even though I've been working the last couple of days, I have been putting on some trades. I did pulled off a quick scalp. I was in this trade less than 20 minutes, I would say. About 10 o'clock is when I got out. We were putting Hawaiian rolls in a container. I remember I looked at the market. I saw the NASDAQ was down, and PayPal was was showing a little bit of relative strength compared to the NASDAQ. So I figured PayPal's got some room to go down. I'm not too late on the down move. So I got in. The trade worked out almost immediately. I only went in 10 contracts. I wish I went in like 20 or 30 because I would have doubled or tripled my money. But I scalped about $300. Same thing with yesterday. We were in the trade yesterday for about 2 hours, but it was another $300 day. So to be making money by working, but also to be making money from scalp trading, it just goes to show anybody out there that it can be done. Like, even if you're working, even if you have a full-time regular job, as long as you have the internet source, as long as you have a device that you can trade off of that's reliable, I don't see what's to stop anybody from making a little bit of extra money even if they have to go to a job or something like that. So something to consider. Now, obviously the last couple of days, I haven't been able to keep my eyes as close to the market as I would like, but you know, I won't be working like this all December. So one of the main things I saw today was the Germany's factory orders came in better than expected, kind of like ours did. So again, not good. It just means that the interest rate hikes throughout the world may not be enough. Okay, that's, I think, what the market is really spooked about, as they should be, because we've gotten this narrative from the fake news media for the last 2 months about 50 basis point increases and pivots and slowing down the rate hikes. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're coming in with 75 basis points. That's kind of my gut feeling right now, is we're definitely going for another 75 basis point rate hike, because the terminal rate of 5.5, I think, is where they say it is. I think we're going to have to go much higher than that to control all this inflation, to control all of the demand. You can see this from the United States to Europe, whether it's services, factories, non-farm payroll, employment numbers. The economy needs, the Fed's going to think that the economy needs to cool down even more. I'm not saying it should, but the Fed is probably going to look at this on December 14th over their FOMC meeting and be like, hey, we're not doing enough. We need to continue raising rates. You had all of the indexes. I mean, the Dow down 350 points, S&P 500 down over 1%, NASDAQ down 2%. So the markets are not reacting well at all to all of this good economic data that comes out. The last thing I want to hit here, well, actually, we'll talk about commodities in a second, because I haven't even looked at commodities yet. I'm literally kind of doing this video off the fly. I gathered a few things that I would talk about, because I'm committed to making these videos every day. I'll explain in a minute. But the U.S. trade gap widened slightly, okay? We had basically slowing global demand, and a strong dollar is causing us to not export as much, but we're importing a lot of stuff into this country. Some of the big changes here, like for the imports, let's see. Yeah, you had imports up 0.6%. There it is, guys, 0.6% imports up to $334.8 billion, the highest since June, led by purchases of fuel oil, right? Finished metal shapes, nuclear fuel materials, passenger cars, pharmaceuticals. That was a big one. We're importing. Americans need their drugs. I don't care if it's high blood pressure medication or frickin' Suboxone like I used to be on. Americans need their drugs. So prescription's still huge. So yeah, keeping an eye on the trade gap as well, because that's something else. It affects currencies. It affects markets. It affects stocks, especially stocks that rely heavily on this kind of thing, rely heavily on trade. And I wanted to mention this too. The rate-sensitive companies like Tesla today were down big. I mean, you had Facebook down 6%, but this was also following a report that the EU is trying to basically declare that Facebook and Instagram should not require users to consent to personalized ads. So that might have something to do with it as well. Real quick, let's just hit the commodities. We got gold at 1770. I want to see gold come back down to 1700, maybe lower than that. Same thing with silver. Silver was down a little bit the last couple of days. You know, the pullbacks are definitely here on that first run up. Are the metals going to break these most recent highs last couple of days? I suppose it's possible, but I would like to see them stay down just a little bit longer. But you guys let me know what you think. What do you cover? What are you watching out there in the markets that I didn't cover? If you guys saw anything that I missed, please do let me know about it in the comment section down below. Appreciate you watching the video. Give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram at Millennial Trades. And as always, until next time, I'll see you on the next video.